Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I got a video showing you guys an awesome game that came out not too long ago, and this game is called Blacksad Under the Skin, and I want to thank my friends at Microids for sending me a copy of this game and for sponsoring this video. I do greatly appreciate it. This game came out on the PS5 not too long ago, but it's based on the 2019 game, and it's also based on the Blacksad comics. I have never read the Blacksad comics, but I've played this game. This game is actually really good. It has a really decent storyline. It takes place in the 1950s in New York City, actually my hometown, and the game has a lot of choices in it. You can choose a lot of different dialogue options that you have. You can make bad decisions, good decisions. Some of these decisions can actually end up changing the game later on, and there's actually even a few endings to the game. And you can also take evidence that you get, because there's a lot of investigating to this game, and you can basically use that evidence to create new theories. And make sure to you guys check out the game right now. The game is available on Amazon, the PS5 version, for $19.99. Check in the description down below and the top pinned comment. I think that you guys would really enjoy the game. But anyways, let me show you a little bit of the game and just show you the intro to it.
Sometimes when I walk into my office, I get the feeling that I'm walking among the ruins of a lost civilization. Not because of the reigning disorder, but because it feels like the remains of the civilized person I used to be.
Where is the damn detective? I'm gonna rip his head off. I swear I'll tear
So
his
this is some of the QTEs that happen in the game.
Hand over the pictures, you bastard. Now! Otherwise, you're gonna be dead meat. Hear me, cat?
Who are you?
Do I know you? Your face rings a bell, but...
You've been spying on me. You took pictures of me with a lady.
Well, then you'll understand why I didn't really focus on your face, right?
I'm gonna kill you! Give me the goddamn pictures!
It wasn't the first time I regretted hitting a guy like him. But at least I bought enough time to aim at his soft spots.
Oh man, you broke my jaw!
Well, now it matches your marriage.
If you show my wife those pictures, I'm dead meat. You'll ruin my life, please.
First you try to kill me, and now you beg for mercy?
Sure, the gun didn't work, so why not shed some tears?
I wasn't gonna use it, man. I've never shot a fly. And I'm no two-timer either. It only happened once, for God's sake. I'm just her bodyguard, that's all. She seduced me. I love my wife, honest to God. I even quit the damn job for her. You can't break up a family for one tiny mistake.
You broke your family, not me.
Breaking up your family? I don't think you need my help there, buddy.
Okay, how about this? You give me those pictures and tell her a white lie, and I pay you 10 times what she's offering. You save my family, and you make a pretty penny. What do you say? Deal?
For as long as I could remember, I had collected nothing more than bad gigs, debt, and sorrow. My self-respect and bank account were racing to see who
I don't
hit
want
rock
the money,
bottom
but I
first.
won't break your family, either.
There was more than money at stake. The man seemed honest. The best I could do for his wife was to hide the truth, no matter how low it made me feel. All right.
Rejected
I'll
bride,
tell your
but...
wife you're clean. Get the hell out of here before I regret it, pal. 3.
Thank
You refused the
God.
bribe, but accepted to lie to his wife.
2.
You're a good man, Blacksad.
1.
You won't regret helping out Eugene Colbert. I promise you that.
So, I have already beaten the game, guys, but you have a lot of these choices throughout the story, and some of these choices will either come back to help you or come back to bite you, depending on what you did. And so I don't want to spoil it, but this choice later on, there is going to be something's going to happen. Either he's going to help you out, or there's going to be some consequences later on because of this. So your choices can affect things that happen in the story later on. So I chose not to tell his wife
My
and
uninvited
help him
guest
out.
had left me several gifts.
And we might bump into him later on, and because of
First
that,
of
he
all,
might
a
help us.
massive headache.
So that was some of the QTE events that you get. There's much more of them later on in the game, and there's also our first major choice right there that we chose not to tell Colbert's wife the truth that he was having an affair. And like I said, that does bring changes to the story. You can either get something that'll help you later in the game, or a consequence because of the choices that you make. But anyways, let's move on, and let me actually show you guys a little bit of the investigation process in the game and how you can take different pieces of evidence and you can use that to create theories. And also let me show you guys a scene in one of my favorite scenes a little bit later in the game where Blacksad actually meets Leary, an Irish mob boss, and riding in the car with him and talking to him is actually one of my favorite dialogue scenes in the game.
Thank you, Blacksad. You won't regret this. So let's cut to the chase. I need Bobby Yale to fight Stone. There's just too much money at stake. So, I'm offering you my help to find Yale. Let's work together.
What kind of help do you need? I don't work with criminals. I'm in. I always work solo. What kind of help do you need?
What kind of help do you need?
A simple exchange of information. You're a good detective, and I, well, let's just say I have my own ways of making people talk.
All right, then. Let's work together.
I thought you'd be hard to convince, that you'd appeal to the moral high ground or something. Please, hear me out. Let's say I bet a beer that we find Yale in 3 days, and you bet a beer that we don't. In 3 days, one of us has to buy the other a beer. Is that so bad? We're simply two grown men using our money and free will to conduct a small private exchange. And most importantly, we're not hurting anyone. So, yeah, I run a gambling business. What's so bad about that?
It's immoral.
It's immoral, for starters.
Immoral? I'll tell you what's immoral. The way our government is ruining America. We live in a so-called free country, a place where honest people can make a living, provided they don't hurt anybody. We're not communists. Well, at least I'm not.
I would have never thought otherwise. As for me,
I'm no commie. I'm a sympathizer. It's none of your business. I'm no commie.
I'm not either.
Ha! Well then, you see, we're all among friends. In any case, that's not my point. The government betrays our nation's values by passing communist laws that forbid an honest man like me to make a living without hurting a soul. And that, Mr. Blacksad, is just wrong. I'd even say it's unconstitutional. Do you get my point now?
It doesn't justify what you do. Gambling is illegal. Gambling is also immoral.
Gambling is also immoral.
Oh boy. Did you hear anything I just said? Anyway, when the government passes these laws, there's only one legitimate weapon the people can wield. The same weapon that turned America into a great nation. Civil disobedience. So, as the proud American that I am, it's my duty to disobey.
You might have a point. You're bending the truth. You're bending the truth.
You're bending the truth to justify organized crime.
Yep.
Oh no. It might have been organized crime, but not anymore. I wasn't always a boss, you know. No, sir. I started at the bottom, when Lucky Blitzen ran the show. That good for nothing. His was a reign of terror, extortion, violence, you know, that sort of unpleasant thing. When I took over, I decided I'd make people want to do my bidding. Not out of fear, but out of gratitude. I decided to help people so they would help me.
That beating your thugs gave me was really helpful. Thank you so much.
Those poor bastards didn't even know you were a detective, that you were on our side.
Maybe at first, but when they tied me up and beat the socks off me, they knew very well who I was.
Seriously? That goes against my rules. Who was it?
Gus Wilson, the Buffalo.
It was just Wilson.
That bastard. Don't you worry. I will have a serious talk with him. I cannot tolerate this behavior. Please accept my apologies, Mr. Blacksad. As I said before, I like to help people so I can count on their gratitude. That applies to fellow partners like police or, in this case, a detective. I won't deny this business has its fair amount of violence, extortion, and casualties, but I'd rather leave that to my enemies. And you are not my enemy. And, it looks like we're here.
O'Leary is one of my favorite characters, and I do definitely like his writing. And the way that he actually bends the truth, the way he twists it around.
Yale's apartment?
I told you, I'm on your side. Go ahead, search the place. I'll wait down here. When you're done, you can honor our arrangement and share your findings with me. Or not. It's your call, Mr. Blacksad. I'll make sure you're suitably compensated. Wilson, come here.
So, and this is actually how some Mafia bosses will actually justify their crimes. They'll say, oh, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just a legitimate businessman. I'm just, running gambling. I didn't force them to gamble. They chose to gamble.
The worst thing about O'Leary's boys dropping by isn't the beating, but the fact that I can't tell what's theirs and what's Yale's. Doesn't seem like the best food for a boxer. Then again, it could be your classic bookie thug lunch.
Bobby seems like a nice kid, but I barely know him.
Mary went to Luna Park with Yale.
17th century French fables. Mare must be one boring old lady. Judging by the general state of the apartment, they were leading a quiet life.
More of the collectibles. That's definitely a reference to Godfather.
You like your mob stories, don't you, Bobby? Why would you want such a big closet for so few clothes?
Someone took the clothes.
Unless someone emptied it recently. Copy 1 of 3. Do you know any of his relatives?
Is his father Avenarius?
Avenarius? The boxer poet? Didn't he disappear 20 years ago?
What's this here?
A woman's fragrance. Almost angelical.
There's a scarf at Yale's place.
I'm not sure how Yale's love of pickles will help me crack the case, but it's good to know.
We can now create a new theory.
Do you know any of his relatives?
His father, Avenarius.
Avenarius? The boxer poet? Didn't he disappear 20 years ago?
Okay, let's take a look at our theories here. Mary went to Luna Park with Yale. Mary has a cold. There's a scarf at Yale's place. We connect all of these together. We form our theory. We got it.
That means she's been here recently, but why? What does Sweet Mary have to do with Yale, the murder suspect?
Mary Purnell is lying about Yale.
When I left, I told O'Leary I hadn't found a thing. The minute I was alone, I left for Mary's. But before all that, I took a small parting gift for her.
So that pretty much wraps up this video here. This guy that's hanged here at the gym, this is Joe Dunn, and most of the story follows this case specifically. It's you will find out a lot more about this case, and it turns into a giant conspiracy. His death is very suspicious. It seems like a suicide, but there's a lot of things that are actually not adding up, and as you go through the story, you find a lot of deception, a lot of dark secrets, a lot of bad things that you uncover. But I was actually really surprised in a lot of the twists and the turns the story took. But again, thank you to my friends at Microids for sending me a copy of Blacksad. I will have an entire playthrough of the game in like a couple days, maybe a week. So I hope that you guys will enjoy that when I have that up. Thank you again to my friends at Microids for sending me a copy of this game. Had a lot of fun playing this game. And again, make sure to check them out on Amazon, guys. I will have the Amazon link in the description and the top pinned comment. Check them out. The PS5 version is $19.99 on Amazon. I think you guys would really like this, especially if you like my LA Noire playthrough, if you like detective games. I think you will really enjoy this game. And it's also the time period, very 1950s noir style. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, drop a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.